Hey, what's going on, guys? It's LSB and JJ the DJ back at it again for more playoff action. We talked about the first four matchups yesterday, and now we're talking about the next four matchups today. It's the playoffs, JJ. What's going on?
Man, I love playoff basketball. It is here. I've waited a long time for it, me and everybody else around the world, and it's finally here for us to enjoy. I can't wait to talk about these matchups, man.
Yes, sir. And we have a lot of intense matchups. Yesterday we talked about a lot of great matchups, but I would say that these matchups are just as good as yesterday's, JJ. And the first matchup is the Bucks, the number one seed versus the number eight seed Orlando Magic. And I'm going to be starting it off with my prediction and analysis of both teams and who I think will ultimately become victorious. And then you'll go, JJ, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, it works, man. Take it away.
All right, awesome. All right, so the Milwaukee Bucks, I feel like they have a lot of size. Obviously, they have a lot of big players. Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak, aka the Greek Freak, obviously. Brooke Lopez, Robin Lopez, Irsan Ilyasova, and not just their size, they have a lot of shooters. They have Wesley Matthews, Kyle Korver, George Hill, Chris Middleton. Their team is just perfect and polished, and they have a lot of supporting pieces that Giannis can work with and hopefully make it far this season after last season where it ended against the Toronto Raptors. So I think this team is very good, and it's very unfortunate that the Magic have to play them in the first round. I don't think anybody wanted to face the Bucks in the first round, but someone had to do it. And on the other side with the Bucks, not the Bucks, the Magic, my bad. So the Magic, they have Vucevic. They lost Jonathan Isaac in the bubble because he tore his Achilles, which is very unfortunate. He is a young player that was starting to get it going, and it would have been interesting to see the team's dynamic with him coming back because we didn't get to see a lot of him in the regular season because he was just making it back from another injury, and now he's injured again. So it's just very unfortunate, but the show must go on. They have Markel Fultz, Evan Fournier. They have Terrence Ross, Aaron Gordon. They have a lot of good pieces, but JJ, I just talked about the Bucks. They have a lot more. They have a lot of shooters. They have a lot more size. Vucevic is going to have to work against this team, so it doesn't look very promising. So I predict that this series will go 5 games. I think the Bucks will take it 4-1, and it will kind of be a repeat of last year where Orlando was able to take one from the Raptors. I think Orlando will be able to take one from the Bucks this year. What about you? What do you think, JJ?
So, I struggled with this one. I thought about it, a lot because I don't ever like saying a team is going to get swept in the first round because they work so hard to get here,
Of
and
course.
the first season is such a grind, especially a season like this when you had 4 months off, when the league just got suspended. So when I look at the Magic, though, I what I saw worked last year against Toronto, like you had mentioned, was that they're big guys. Orlando's big guys. They were a lot healthier. Jonathan Isaac, Mo Bamba, Vucevic, and Aaron Gordon were able to get inside against the Raptors, who aren't a small team by any means. They're smaller than the Bucks are, um, but Orlando is still able to find that success and use their strengths. So when I look at this Milwaukee team, I just see it's going to be more of a load for Vucevic to be able to use his strength of getting paint points.
Mm-hmm.
So if Orlando's outside guys, their outside perimeter shooting can't, sustain over this playoff series and Milwaukee's bigs are able to shut down the insides, I don't know. I can't see how Orlando's going to be able to put points on the board. And
Right.
against this Bullets team, that you have to put points on the board because they can score with the best of anybody. I think they had the highest point differential in the NBA, which
Mm-hmm.
basically means they were beating teams. They were blowing out teams every game. Most games in the regular season that they won.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to score against this team. So I'll be interested to see who on Orlando could keep up that scoring pace to keep themselves competitive in this one. But I would say sweep is my prediction. The Bucks get some time off to rest for the second round.
Wow, you're not giving Orlando a chance, JJ. I mean, I can't blame you. They have Giannis Antetokounmpo, who won the MVP last year and is having another MVP season. It's between him, LeBron, James Harden. It's crazy. Like his numbers just got better, and it was crazy because I was checking social media yesterday, and his stats were comparable to the one and only Wilt Chamberlain, and Wilt Chamberlain was a monster back in the day, and Giannis's stats are up there with his, so it's crazy. And I agree with you. I was leaning towards sweep as well, but I mean, the Orlando Magic, they had to fight to make it into the playoffs. They're growing, they're gaining experience. They made it to the playoffs last year. They just, with time, obviously it stinks if they have another first round exit, but I mean, it's still admirable that they made it to the playoffs, obviously with Steve Clifford as the coach for the Magic this year. So it's very exciting for Orlando Magic fans because I feel like a lot of people have been mainly focusing on the other side of other side of Florida, which is Miami, which we will talk about in a little bit. But there's still another side of Florida, which is the Orlando Magic, and it's kind of gotten forgotten because of the whole Shaq leaving Orlando to the Lakers. And ever since then, the Magic have just been a forgotten franchise. But they're still a good team. They still have a lot of youth. They just need a couple more pieces. But like you said, it's going to be tough against the Bucks. And I'm looking forward to it. But I'm hoping they can at least win one game. So it's a little bit competitive.
We'll see, man. Like I said, it's all sometimes it just comes down to, strengths and weaknesses. And when I look at Orlando's strengths, their offense at times runs through the big guys. Mm-hmm. So, we were talking about the other day, like a series where, Donovan Mitchell for the Jazz with the people missing would have to be special.
Yep.
If Vucevic can be that special where he looks at Milwaukee's big, paint defense and tries to find ways to have his way along with Aaron Gordon, then yeah, maybe they could compete and get a game out of it. But looking at Giannis and the Bucks at times, they've been dominant at times, and I think they'll want to continue that momentum in this first round. But like you said, we got so much more to talk about.
I got one more thing, JJ. My bad to interrupt you. And I don't think we both realize this, but no one has home court advantage in this except for one team, the Orlando Magic, because the bubble is in Orlando. We forgot that, JJ. They have home court advantage here, so you never know. They could get it.
That's true. They're the only one playing in their backyard.